Interchangeable. Texas Tech is the Lady Raiders. They have the same TT logo across the board. So I think you'll see. Hopefully, it becomes such a normal occurrence that it's not a big deal.
So there could be some sports that say, you know what, we're good with the orange and white and the balls, and there could be some that say, oh, we want a little powder blue. You're going to leave that.
Well, I don't pick uniforms now. I don't see what our football team's wearing until they show up on the field, right? I get the emails about I want all orange and white. We get all that stuff, and it's really not my deal. That's up to our coaches.
You mentioned Texas Tech. Are there other schools that you looked at to try and model in this after?
Well, there's not very many. There's not very many examples, but there's not very many histories and heritages like that of the Lady Vols and the iconic elements of that brand and what it's represented for so long.
Thank you, John.
Does the importance of branding ever get overstated in collegiate athletics, or is it really, as important of an issue, I guess, as it's made out to be?
Well, as I said earlier, the Power T is the most significant and universally recognized symbol of the University of Tennessee, period. But that doesn't mean we can't have other brands that are important to us as well. And the Lady Vol brand is certainly one of those.
John, do you think that that maybe some of the initial blowback to this surprised some people? Because I think maybe the intentions of what that move were supposed to mean a couple years ago and what it turned out to mean weren't the same thing.
Well, I certainly don't believe that anybody intended to cause problems. But I can't, speak to 4 years ago. Where we are right now is, I believe we're at a place where we can move forward, celebrating something that's very special to lots and lots of Tennesseans and Tennessee fans. And I'm excited about that.
How delicate has this whole process been in terms of listening to, you communicate with Tennessee fans and Tennessee people. You know that the opinions are not just all here together, they're all over the place. How tough was it to listen to all that and get input and then make a decision?
Well, there are lots of different opinions, and they vary, and there's different factors that cause them to vary, as I mentioned in my comments.
It was right up there.
Trying to ensure that, it's like a lot of issues where somebody feels incredibly passionate about something. It's not necessarily about trying to change somebody's mind. It's really just trying to maybe illustrate how, although I may feel very passionate about something that it is this way, I need to be open-minded to see how for somebody else, even if I don't agree with them, they might logically feel another way. It doesn't mean they're not smart or not respectful or not sensitive.
Now that I'm sure y'all are focusing more on today and in the future than anything that happened before, but can this be a unifier? Can this at least, maybe not be a cure-all, but something that helps a couple of divided factions here?
Well, we want to be united behind our teams and our student athletes. And, Coach Fulmer spoke to our all-staff meeting yesterday, and he talked about coming together. And it was really powerful, his comments. And let's keep having come-together moments, but nothing makes us come together more than a big win. Right now, we got a women's volleyball team that's undefeated at home that plays Friday night, and our women's soccer team's off to the best start in the program history. They're 8-0 with their conference opener on Sunday night, and there's nothing better than undefeated.
You kind of touched on it. So this was something that you told all the coaches and staff yesterday in the meeting?
We've had a number of really good conversations with our coaches. And our student athletes. We've had really lengthy conversations with our coaches over the last 6 months, and that have been very positive. And ultimately, the desire of everyone is to move forward, right? And the distraction of the anxiety about this issue, a lot of it is external to the building, right? But it does affect our student athletes and our coaches. And so I believe the great thing about today is that we can move forward. We can cheer for the Vols, we can cheer for the Lady Vols, we can cheer for the Power T, we can cheer for Tennessee, and we can really be focused on our student athletes going forward because we got a lot of awesome things going on throughout the department.
Do you foresee that you told coaches of women's sports teams kind of individually, or do they kind of hear all this news together?
I've had individual conversations with lots of folks, and then group conversations, including with coaches. And that's you can elicit different comments depending on the dynamics of a group or individuals. We have a great group of coaches who care deeply about the University of Tennessee, care about their student athletes and their student athletes' experience. Those conversations have been really, really good, and I believe that the best part about all those conversations is there's been some real good listening and thought.
Do you foresee any changes to the Pat Summitt Plaza with the addition of the Lady Vols logo that she made iconic?
I am not. I can't profess an opinion or a thought on that. The Pat Summitt statue, which is an incredible tribute to her and her legacy and the legacy of the program, was very appropriately planned and constructed when I wasn't here. And I know that there were other people other than me that did that project and probably have a better sense of what should and shouldn't be included in that project.
How much power is there in showing a fan base that you do listen? Because all these times, people, whether it's any kind of company or in this case an athletics organization or a university, and people always say, oh, the people in charge of this thing don't listen to the common people, the fans. Do you feel like this is an example of showing fans that you do listen, and that if they have a point, you'll listen?
Well, the University of Tennessee is the state university and the flagship university of the state of Tennessee. And we represent the pride and passion of a lot of folks from a lot of different walks of life. And we doggone better be in touch and in tune with what our folks think and what's important to our fans. And certainly their values and the value of tradition and history is very important to our fans.
We've never seen the Lady Vols logo leave the basketball uniforms. He said those are done 16 months out. Just to clarify, do you think we'll still see the Lady Vols logo this year on the basketball team?
There are and will be no changes to women's basketball uniforms.
Okay.
Other than the normal evolution of uniforms, but there's no changes in marks or anything like that.
Okay.
Thanks, Sean.